Explosion happened. Aaliyah, one day she had ran away from home. We didn't know where she was at. That's when I brought in all my security team. We went to Mike's house on Woodingham. We sat there on Woodingham with me, my cousin, Kalinde, Sekou, and all the martial arts of Detroit. Barry Hankerson was upstairs. They was telling us to do what we have to do to keep her protected. What we were trying to do was see what was the cause. Come to find out, Leah had a secret phone in the house. Robert was calling her, telling her what to do. She left in the middle of the night, ended up in Miami. We knew nothing about it.
This is before she was famous?
Before she ever became famous. We could have exposed that man, and none of them girls. That's when I feel bad. One of the reasons I feel bad personally, I'll take off my glasses and tell you this. I feel bad personally because I'm not a person that kiss and tell. I don't speak on the dead in a bad way. But I do know that if we would have started out when she first was making that album, before she ever got famous, if we would have exposed that man then, sadly, I don't believe none of those other girls would have had to suffer. I did not say nothing because I was Michael Horton's friend, his best friend at the time, and when he came to me and told me, don't tell Diane no matter what, because if I tell Diane, she'll call everything off. I didn't know what to think, but I never felt good with myself after that. And that's one of the reasons I'm giving this interview.
And this was the Miami incident?
Yeah.
What year was this Miami incident?
This was in 95. We're talking about, 92? Something like right about 92, 93. Getting close.
So before the album even came, it was known that there was an inappropriate relationship between the two.
Definitely. Her father knew.
And it was put on the back burner for financial reasons.
Her father put it on the back burner. And what my wife and me feel bad about, we honestly think that if we would have told Diane, she would have stopped it. She would have stopped it. She would have stopped it.
So after this situation with the Miami trip where she basically ran away with him, how was this rectified? How was this corrected? How were they able to just go on?
First of all, Leah didn't want to go on. She claimed that she was in love with excuse me.
Go ahead.
She was in love with Robert. Now you got to remember, at the time she was 14. And she was begging her father not to have anything done to Robert. Don't press charges on him. Don't do none of these things to Robert. Barry Hankerson was saying the same thing. But recall, at the time, Robert was up for a contract with Jive Records, okay? At the contract, I think Barry Hankerson was getting something like 4 to 10%, something ridiculous. And it was renewal of the contract. So they telling us to go here and on, and we're gonna keep it going and whatnot. But at the same, his flesh and blood niece, knowing that this man had improperly sexual relationship with his niece and didn't expose him, he sold out for the money.
So how long did their relationship go on before people started to say it was too much? Like it was just too much to conceal?
If Diane, I give Diane credit, if she would have knew from Jump Street, it would have never happened.
Were you around during the marriage?
During the marriage, I was around, but at that time, Diane had pulled my wife. R. Kelly had called out to Hollywood. Barry was staying in California at the time. And he called out to Hollywood and he said, who is this woman? She won't give me no time with her. She won't give me no time with her. My wife was on him, Yeah. She was everywhere you go. Because that's what Diane told my wife. You be everywhere she go. He called out to California, to Hollywood, and told her, I can't do nothing with her around me. Me and Leah leave town together. They pulled my wife back, and for 30 days, my wife sat in the hotel making her money, and Leah, that was the time I think that things probably got cozy.
Right. Oh, so they basically paid your wife to go away.
Yep.
Essentially.
Yep.
And she was, sequestered?
Yeah. My wife was in a hotel. She'd go to the studio. It was right across the street from the hotel. She'd go to the studio here and there. But it was like R. Kelly didn't want her there. Right. Because he was my wife would tell me one time that he would tell her, sing like you're making love. Well, at the time, Leah had never made love. And she asked my wife, what is he trying to say?
Right.